Baltimore Six will no longer be facing trial as a team because a judge ruled yesterday that they must all be tried separately, one by one, for the death of Freddie Gray. But the charges remain the same, and while they differ from case to case, they are still very serious. Officer Cesar Goodson Jr., who was the driver of the van, has the biggest battle ahead: second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter, among other charges. Officer William Porter is the cop who answered Goodson's call to do a check on Freddie Gray in the back of the van. And then Lieutenant Brian Rice was one of the officers who handcuffed Gray and put shackles on his ankles. And those two, they face the same charges, the most serious of which is involuntary manslaughter. Officer Edward Nero and Officer Garrett Miller were both involved in Gray's arrest after that bike chase, and their most serious charge is second-degree assault. And finally, there's Sergeant Alicia White. She checked on Gray's condition in the van and allegedly saw that he was unresponsive and did nothing to help him. And for that charge, she's facing involuntary manslaughter. Criminal defense attorney Alex Sanchez joins me live now from New York. So, Alex, effectively not one big extravaganza with all six of them in the courtroom and all their attorneys. One each, presumably one after the other. Drip, drip, drip. Coverage, media. How does this bode for the first person, the third person, and the sixth person who would face trial if it's in that community?
Well, you have to understand that the most significant feature of this case is that it represents the concept that when it comes to criminal trials, it's basically every man for himself. Now, usually cases are tried jointly, but the only reason why this case has been separated into separate trials is because the judge determined that one trial of one defendant is going to unfairly impact another defendant. And so usually a defense attorney, one of the defense attorneys here, or most of the defense attorneys, probably made an application that they want to have an independent trial from everybody else. Now, the person that is tried last has a greater advantage over the people that are tried first because he can order all the transcripts of the trials. He knows what the investigators are going to say. He knows what the police are going to say. And then the defense attorney, who's the fifth in line or the sixth in line, has a great advantage because of all the knowledge that he has. And he could use those transcripts to impeach the same officers that testified previously.
I get you, but I'm going to counter that by, and the community is either outraged or elated by whatever the results have been, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you've got a poison jury pool.
Yeah, well, that's one of the arguments made by the defense attorneys in this case was that they wanted to have this case either moved out or they wanted to have the prosecutor removed completely because of such inflammatory statements. And you're right about that, but I think more likely that what will happen here is that the community is going to start to get tired of these particular trials. I mean, after the third, fourth trial, I think their attention is going to begin to wane. It's the first trial that's going to have the most significance.
All right, Alex, we're going to watch what happens. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Nice to see you again.
Sure.